beautiful Scorpio, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for September 2022. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask you for personal details. And I will never ever give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks you for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is your monthly reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. I'm doing this reading on the 3rd of September, so it's good right through to the 3rd of October, just so you're aware. And let's get straight to it. Now, this is going to be a pretty full-on month in terms of planetary alignments, okay? You should already be feeling that new moon in Virgo energy that occurred on the 27th of August. And you should be feeling a little bit more productive and organized than usual, and also analyzing our lives and if they are moving in the right direction. And if not, it's about setting intentions, creating lists, and really getting back on track. Also, you may be looking at diet and exercise routines and really revamping how you feel about your body. You may also be like looking at yourself and really putting yourself under review to see if you can be a better version of yourself. That's what that new moon in Virgo energy really gives us. Also, we may get clear on our finances, you know, really pay bills, connect to our duties, our daily routines, and really focus on moving ahead. Now, also, we do have a clash between Venus, the planet of love, and that erratic planet Uranus, as well as a bit of a standoff between the sun, the moon, and Mars. So life can feel pretty pressurized and intense during this month. People may push your buttons, and also you may feel a little bit more like overwhelmed than usual. You're a very sensitive sign, so watch out for that. But things do get resolved round about mid-month, okay? They're actually showing me an image of a dragon in the water right now for you. So maybe a dragon is a symbol of importance as we move through the month. I mean, you could be born in the year of the dragon, or perhaps a dragon symbol is going to be important for you. Look out for a dragon symbol. It may actually be relevant as you move throughout the month. Dragons are full of power, force, and fire. So whatever comes your way, I feel like you will meet it head on with that incredible power that you already have within you, okay? And as I said, you know, things do get resolved right about mid-month. We do have Mercury Retrograde, 9th of September. No one likes to hear that, of course, because we can have miscommunications, issues, anger unresolved, misunderstanding, electrical faults going on. You know, it can be a time also of power cuts and things like that. So watch out for that as we move throughout the month. Now, Mercury retrograde also can bring people back into our lives or any unresolved issues. So, you know, exes could make a reappearance. Also, you know, things that you thought you had processed can show up just to see if you got over them. Sometimes when things resurface, it's like a test, just to see how we feel about those things now and whether they have any sort of like hold on us. It's like a test, okay? So watch out for that too. But it could also be friends that you haven't seen for a while. Now, you may not like to hear this, or you may like to hear it. Depends on what mood you're feeling in the moment. But your 11th house of social circles is starred, so you may be actually feeling a little bit more sociable than usual. People reaching out from the past. They want another card, so I'll give it. People reaching out from the past. You may actually be excited to hear from them. and really want to connect to them after a period of solitude or a period of, you know, self-reflection. But moving on, we have that full moon in Pisces, which will bring a calmer sort of time for everybody. You may feel a little bit more dreamy, connecting your attentions to your goals and your dreams. But this particular full moon in Pisces is going to be really different, okay? Because it aligns with that crazy planet of change, Uranus. So if you are dreaming of change, then there is change afoot, okay? Be careful what you wish for, because also your 11th house of hopes and wishes is starred, so you're going to achieve whatever it is you want, but you need to become clear and use the right words. Because sometimes you can ask for something and not really mean you want it exactly like that, and it shows up exactly like that. And you're like, huh, how funny. The universe just gave it to me like the way I asked for it, but I didn't really mean it like that. You know, sometimes when you make a flippant joke or a sarcastic joke, like, oh yeah, I'd really love that to happen, and you don't really mean it, but it happens. So just be careful of vocabulary and things that you say, okay? They just want you to be aware of that. Oof. Now, this is going to be a difficult month for you, my beautiful Scorpio. I'm not going to lie to you at all. You know me. I will tell you how it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it either. You've got a 9 of Swords, you've got a Devil card, and a 9 of Wands. You're in the 9s energy, which can be positive but also negative, okay? So the 9s are all about caution, uncertainty, anxiety, being really watchful, you know? And we've got the Chariot card, which means there's a real positive breakthrough through any struggles that you've been going through. But the Devil card can mean that there's something here that you felt has had a hold on you for a while, or you've been holding back on for a while, and you're persisting. You're not giving up on something, but you've gone through a real struggle. You're going to smash through that. We've got the Fool card, is it? Yeah, beginnings. You're going to smash through that energy, and you're going to come out the other side changed in a positive way, okay? But we'll get to it when we get to it. Now, that full moon in Pisces brings a bit of a whirlwind energy. So sudden changes in your goals or your dreams, or sudden changes of directions. You're still headed towards whatever it is you want to accomplish. We got the World card there for you, so you will accomplish your goal. And, you know, I always say if there's a placement in Leo, maybe it's my placement in Leo that I'm always picking up in the readings. I'm not sure, but there's a very strong connection to the Leo reading for you here as well. The World card is in the same position. So I feel like you're going to accomplish a goal that you set out to, okay? But it's something that perhaps you started and you haven't finished. Or you know, if there's projects that you haven't started, you're going to start them. But if there's projects you already have started and you've left them simmering in the background for a couple of months or even a couple of years, you're going to revisit those situations and you're going to finish them. And it's going to bring a lot of success, okay? And also a feeling, a sense of accomplishment. But for you in particular, my beautiful Scorpio, we have that 11th house of hopes and wishes. So feeling a little bit more sociable than usual. You know, connecting to people you haven't seen for a while, making new friends, networking if you're in business, and, you know, sort of meeting people and networking with the right people to advance your career. But it's also about friendships, deepening your friendships and getting what you truly desire. Okay, hopes and wishes really does what it says on the tin. So the 11th house will manifest something that you've been trying to work towards for a long time. Plus we have the 5th house of the pursuit of pleasure. So this month you may feel a little bit pulled in different directions. You know that you need to focus on something important that you want to accomplish, but also you want to connect to friendships, or you want to connect to the good times. And you can have the best of both worlds. This is a time of creativity, productivity. You're going to feel a little bit more organized, as I said, than usual. But also in the water right now, I see like a painting. And this painting is erratic with loads of like colors, smashed colors on a canvas. So either you're an artist and that's something you're creating at this moment in time, or this is how you feel, you know, getting it all out onto the canvas. Either that's the anger, the resentment, the difficult journey, but it's almost like I feel like you're turning your pain or your struggle into gain, into something precious, into something wonderful that actually transforms your life for the positive. So that's how I see that painting. Now it could literally mean that you're walking down the street or you go to a gallery and you see this painting, or a painting that's like what I'm describing. There's loads of primary colors in this painting. There's blues, yellows, reds, you know, and it's all smashed across this canvas. canvas. It's really vibrant. But I feel like this is your soul. And if this is a painting that you actually see or come across over the next 4 or 5 weeks, I feel like you identify with that, your soul colors, this sort of erratic, smashed, passionate energy that is like a force to be reckoned with, but is a thing of beauty. And I feel like this is something that you're going to realize about yourself. Yes, you're intense. Yes, you're vibrant. Yes, you are, powerful beyond all measure. And sometimes people find you intimidating, and that's okay, because that's their problem and not yours. You are a wonderful, vibrant soul. And sometimes those tumultuous energies and those tumultuous emotions, you're going to actually, sometimes you may fear them or you may mistrust them. But in this month, you're actually going to own them and realize they are a thing of beauty. So I want you to be aware, male or female, not a gender-specific reading, that all that is within you is actually a force of nature and a thing of beauty. And that's something that your guides want you to be aware of as you move throughout the month. Okay, I mean in life in general, but it's important. They want you to be aware of that. And this is a time period with that 5th house where if you're looking for love, love affairs can start, or start of a relationship. It can also be a time where you have a little bit more fun with your children if you've got children. It can also be a time of connecting to those dreams, being very creative, or even discovering a talent that you have, or a hidden talent that you kind of thought you had but you've not quite explored. Okay, now let's get straight to the cards. Now, Scorpio, you always get this card. It's so important. The one that knows. You just do. You just know stuff. And that's why you carry a lot of anxiety within you. And, because you tend to be the person who sees the light and the dark of all situations. You can meet a person, and on the surface, that person to everybody is wonderful. They're all like, hey, how you doing? They're so lovely and everything like that. But you are tapping into the undercurrent. You're tapping into this below the surface. You can see that that person either has ulterior motives, or that actually they are a really wonderful person, but they're going through trauma. You can see beyond what is readily available to everybody else. You just know. So for example, when we apply it to world events, because you have the world card, I have to, you may be looking at the world in a very different way than the typical person. So you may be looking at strategies, things that are happening around the world at the moment, where you go, that's interesting. That's happening in that country. That's interesting. That's happening in that country. That's interesting. I'm starting to see a pattern. Now, what is it telling me? So you may be looking at certain things around the world that are starting to morph into a similar pattern, where you're looking like there is change happening here. How do I put myself in a really good position for change? So for example, different countries around the world, there's the word recession being bandied around. Some countries are in denial that they're in a recession. Some countries are definitely in a recession. We're all seeing inflation going up. And I know, I hate talking about world events and things like that, but my guides are actually really highlighting the world card. And you are very intelligent. You're very astute. Okay, you're also very intuitive, my beautiful Scorpio. So whilst things like this may, scare the bejeebies out of other people, you're the sort of person who looks at things head on and is very realistic and says, you know what? I need to know even the scary stuff so I can put myself in a position of power. Why? Because knowledge is power. You got the Hierophant, okay? And you just know that there are some things that are worrisome in this world, but in order to put yourself in a good position, you have to face them head on. And it's the same in a more localized energy. Wow, this reading got deep really quick. I didn't expect it to get so deep, but wow, it really has. Okay, even in your life, whenever you're trying to activate something new, you always look at the negative first. How do I protect myself from the negative? How do I strategize and be 4 or 5 moves ahead of my actual intention, so that if I make a move and there are external circumstances that try to derail me or try to, hinder my path, how do I actually create another plan for the backup plan, and then a backup plan for the other backup plan, and then all of a sudden you've got 6 plans and you are like, foolproof, as it were. So I feel like it says here, wisdom, clarity, resolution. So I feel a lot of you are really looking at fears, looking at things that tend to look a little bit scary, okay? Especially like world events and things like that. And you may be trying to resolve things within you by soaking up extra knowledge to put yourself in a really good position, okay? You've got the Chariot card and the World card. Two of those cards together indicate big success. It indicates that you're moving forward. You have a choice. You're putting yourself in a really good position. So whatever it is that you are observing and you feel a little bit nervous of, as you can see, we got the Nine of Swords and all those eyes on that person's back. It's not paranoia, but sometimes it can lead to paranoia. So just be a little bit mindful, especially when you are my guides are giving me, don't look at scary things just before bed rather, because that's going to keep you up all night and it's going to prevent you from getting your beauty sleep, okay? But most importantly, it's not about aesthetics, it's about getting a restful night's sleep. So just be mindful whilst you are soaking up all this energy and that knowledge, because knowledge is power, but also it's about what you do with that knowledge that is really the key, okay? So you may be observing in a period of watchfulness, is what I'm feeling right now for you in September. You just know that there is change coming in your life on a grand scale with the world, but also in terms of more local, more personalized. I feel actually that you know that you need to, how can I put that? You know you need to listen to your intuition. And also they're showing me someone with their hand out with seeds in it. Okay. Now I can't imagine you're listening to this reading and you've got seeds in your hand, but if you have, then let me know in the comments box below. I'm definitely seeing your hand. But I feel symbolically, this is about starting something from scratch or nurturing something that's going to grow and be very, very successful. It's like you're starting from the beginning on something. I mean, some of you may even be like, you know what, I'm going to grow my own food, or you've got a desire to do that. So whenever you get seeds, it means something nourishing that you're going to start from the very beginning. So you've got the card of new beginnings here. So some of you may be deciding to set up your own business during the month of September, or you may be deciding to launch a new idea, or perhaps you're like, you know what, I've got a lot of potential and I'm not fulfilling my potential. So therefore I've got to come out of a comfort zone, learn new skills perhaps to put myself in a really good position to either get a raise, promotion, or a new income elsewhere that sees me valued. So I actually see yourself moving towards success. Okay, we will address the Devil card because it's there for a reason. Sometimes fear and also too much knowledge can also make us feel rooted to the spot where we don't make any decision. But Scorpio, you tend to come out of that energy quite quickly. Scorpios, if you think of the scorpion itself, you know, it's, how can I put that? It doesn't fear predators or situations that are negative because it is ready to strike at a moment's notice. So even when you're in a position of like pause in your life, you're still ready to go from 0 to 100. Okay, and you would never let anyone or anything have any control over you. You remain in control. Scorpions, they tend to sting themselves rather than let anyone else have any control or be prey for anybody else. So I feel like it's almost like you've got your own back, okay, in any circumstance. But there's something here that you really know. You may be sitting on a secret in the month of September. I do feel like it will out this secret, okay? I feel like you set yourself free. I feel like actually you let it out. It's something that's really positive. So it could be that you've got a new job already or a new promotion and you're not telling anybody. But I feel like you're seeing something really clearly. And because you're seeing so clearly, it's like, now what do I do? Okay? You may have been going through sleepless nights or periods of anxiety or wrestling with a decision, but the month of September is actually going to bring so much clarity that you're actually going to be able to make that decision and move forward. We've got the inner teacher, that is the Hierophant card. Now, it can mean that doing something in a very traditional way, my beautiful Scorpio, is something that irks you, okay? You're unique. You think outside the box. You are very different. You're original, okay? And you do things differently. So whenever you're given rules or regulations, it's like, I feel stifled. Okay, this is a card of rules and regulations at its grassroots. And then we got the Nine of Swords. You don't like being micromanaged. You don't like people watching over you as you work. You're independent. You do your own thing. If someone sets you a task, you do it. You don't need someone to sit there and go, you need to do that as well. And if you could now do that, you're like, I hate that. Okay, so I feel like you're finding a way to move out of that energy. So whether actually you're relocating, getting a new job, because the Chariot card is to move forward, or to relocate, take a journey, or whether you're actually deciding to elevate and leave that micromanager behind, there's definitely an energy here of you regaining power and focus and taking charge for some sort of new start or new leap of faith in some area of your life. Now, you're very intelligent. I'm not here to blow smoke up your you-know-what. This is a card of intelligence, of knowledge, but it's also a card of you being strict with yourself sometimes, okay? Now, whenever we get the Nine of Swords is like sometimes you are a little bit hard on yourself. Those two cards together can mean sometimes you're a little bit negative to yourself, or you're a little bit like, if something doesn't go your way, or you feel like you have failed in some area of your life, you're like, oh, I'm so stupid. I shouldn't have done that, or it was my fault. You blame yourself. Just like Scorpions, they sting themselves. So they're just giving me this energy that sometimes, my beautiful Scorpios, you're so hard on yourself. Remember, there's no such thing as failure. There is only learning. Okay, and they want you to be aware of that with these two cards. There is only learning. You learn how something doesn't work, how you can do it different next time, and how you can keep moving forward and sort of adding strings to your bow. So if there is a situation in your life that you feel like you've been working hard towards, but you're not accomplishing anything right now, or you feel like you're just stagnant, you're not moving, there's definitely a period in September, towards the middle of September, where you get moving forward and you can see success in sight, but you're not failing. They want you to be aware that sometimes it's about shifting negative self-talk. That's what this card is about. It's about having self-compassion. It's also about releasing yourself from fear of possibilities, having a call to faith. Know that, there's going to be real evidence appearing in your world that wherever you've been fearful, you may have been holding yourself back, and new possibilities are actually gathering on the horizon for you here, and you're moving towards something greater, something better, okay? So if something is not going well, do not blame yourself. They want you to be aware of that. And words are so important, especially for you in the month of September, because, thoughts become things, and thought forms are created with words, with language, even our inner world. And this is inner teacher. So teach yourself to be a little bit more compassionate with yourself. If you want something, decide the words to describe what you want. See it in your mind like you already have it. But be very precise, okay? Don't say things like, I don't want this. I don't want someone to lie to me. I don't want a negative experience, because the universe only hears negative experience, lie to me, because the intention is on those words. If you actually say a sentence, I don't want this. I mean, you could change the intention and put, I don't want this, but it doesn't feel right. We put the intention, the feeling on the last part, the actual thing that we want. So if you're sort of attaching a negative energy to something that you don't want, you're actually just attaching a negative energy to a thing. And it's showing up in your world because the energy, the feelings, the emotions are attached to it. I cannot highlight that enough to people when they're manifesting, okay? Attach a positive feeling to something that you want. Forget about what you don't want. That has no place in your life. So don't even think about it. Don't even let it cross your mind. Think about the things that you want. I promise you, you will start to see a shift in things that come your way. Remember, we are all magnets. Now, some of you may actually seek some sort of guidance, or you may put yourself on a spiritual path of learning as you move throughout the month. Some of you may be called to go on a spiritual retreat or some sort of health retreat, because when we get the inner teacher, this is about, spirituality. It is about connecting to source, being a little bit more focused on meditation, turning inwards for answers. okay? Some of you actually may find or discover a video online that really helps you learn more about your craft. Some of you may be actually putting yourself on a course of learning to add skills to your bow. Remember, we are all students of life. Every day we're learning something new. I don't know if you heard my guides, they just knocked over there. I hope they caught it on the camera, but they just gave a knock right now. So it's one thing they really want us all to be aware of. We're all learning. We're constantly moving forward and learning, okay? So never feel, even if you're starting from scratch on something, never feel like you're giving up on something. You're actually refocusing your attention onto moving forward, okay? Now the Nine of Swords, getting good sleep is important. And remember, shift that negative self-talk. You're a human being trying the best that you can in the circumstances that you got. Remember that. And there are better possibilities in the future coming towards you. I see so much goodness coming towards you, okay? Now, I'm going to pull a quick card on that Nine of Swords. I wasn't going to pull any cards to clarify, but I feel it's important too for you because this is your protagonist energy. Yeah. This is about your focus. We got the Page of Swords. So this is either a new idea that you're investigating and it's making you feel a little bit nervous because you may feel like it's a really big task, but it's also about exploring the way you think, okay? So this is about curiosity. So reading those news reports just before bed or seeing what's going on around the world. Sometimes the information that we are soaking up, because this is one of the most curious pages rather in the deck, some of those situations make us feel really anxious and then suddenly we can't sleep or suddenly we have a bad night's sleep. So just watch out for that, okay? You can absorb the information you need, but allow it to filter out gently throughout the day and, you know, then you'll know what to do with it. Also, the Page of Swords, you may have had some news or some news may have come your way or will come your way in September that makes you feel a little bit nervous or a little bit worried. I would say here, it actually helps you break free from a situation and helps you move forward. You're going to be in the right place at the right time to meet opportunity head on. So the Chariot card indicates success, motivation, drive. If you've been lacking in energy or vitality or anything you've been struggling with, you're going to move forward. It's a positive, it's almost like a positive change, but you could be feeling a little bit nervous about it before you do it. I mean, some of you, for example, may be relocating, whether it's in a job or a home. Perhaps you're buying a home or getting into real estate, things like that. It may feel very nerve-wracking at first. You may even feel like everybody's out to get you. So for example, if you're dealing with new people or financial institutions or, you know, mortgage brokers, advisors, realtors, whatever it is you're dealing with, make sure you do your due diligence. It can feel like it's overwhelming, but once you do your research, you'll find there's nothing to worry about and that you're getting the best deal. Use your intuition. It is so important. This is a card of being very, very intelligent. Now, when people, as I said, I'm not blowing smoke up here, you know what? When people, you know, this is a card of genius. When people actually have very high IQ or are very intelligent and astute, they tend to be overachievers, or their mind tends to be worrying over and over and over, so they never get a moment's rest. Your guides want you to make sure you get a moment's rest, okay? But this is something, you know, this is a card of paying attention, keeping your eyes wide open, and it actually helping you rather than hindering you. So as soon as you feel anything's overwhelming, take a pause, breathe, go inwards for your inner knowing. Know that your guides have got you, and whatever is meant for you will never pass you by. It will not be taken away from you if it's meant for you, okay? So breathe deeply and find that calm space within you. When you actually breathe deeply, you know, deep down, you actually activate receptors that open up the good endorphins in your body and make you feel calm and joy and optimism. So breathing deeply is so important. Some of you may be connecting to spirituality or be a little bit more focused on meditation as we move throughout September as well, because it is going to be a bumpy month for us all collectively. Now, we've got the One who is present. So that's a lot of mindfulness, but you may have felt a little bit scattered in your energy recently, or you may have felt like you've disconnected from routines or things that you used to enjoy. I feel like you're going to find that level of presence in your world in September, and it says now awareness, acceptance. Accepting things as they truly are. So for example, if there's a project that you didn't finish, accepting that it was not the moment to finish it. You cannot force something that is meant to happen. You can only live in the energy that you have right now. Some days we wake up and we're full of energy and we're up and ready and doing and attacking life from all angles, and we're accomplishing so many things. Other times we want to call into work and have a duvet day. We've got to accept our bodies in the moments where we find them in the present energy, okay? So don't force anything. It will come when it's meant to. The same with ideas. We cannot force things. So I feel like this acceptance is about your perception, knowing that you have accomplished quite a lot so far. Sometimes we are so busy looking forward as humans that we actually forget to look at how much we've accomplished so far, how much we've achieved. Celebrate the wins, no matter how big, no matter how small, okay? Celebrate yourself, and don't be too hard on yourself as well. Now we've got the World card here. In the resistance position, it's like I got it in the reverse. So this can mean that any situations that have been delayed or unfinished, you know, even if it's an unfinished lesson, it comes right back because of that Mercury retrograde. Leo also got this card in this position, which tells me that Mercury retrograde is going to be very influential for you as we move throughout September. It starts on the 9th of September, of course. You may already be feeling that energy because there's a shadow, a 2-week shadow before it actually shows up. So just so you're aware. But this is a card of integration. It's a card of balance, perception, but it's also a card of accomplishment. So any projects that have already been left, you know, by the sidelines, whether it is a couple of weeks ago, months ago, or years ago, you revisit these things and you finish them, and you are successful with them as well. It propels you forward. If there's any relationships, I'm going to pull a little bit more cards for you as well on this. If there's any relationships that you needed closure on, whether they are exes or whether they are friendships that you felt turned into frenemies, or you know, you've outgrown, this is a time for sort of like releasing those and entering into a new cycle of fulfillment. Now also, I mean, we've literally got 2 travel cards here. So some of you are going to feel compelled to do a lot of traveling in the month of September. You may have already got something planned, or you may feel like a quick trip is started for you, or you may be planning trips in the month of September for later on during the year. Some of you, there's definitely a big focus on relocating or looking at where you belong in your world and in your career, okay? So you may feel called to, for example, to move to the country or to buy a new home if you're lucky enough to have the finances to do that. This is a card of, they're both cards of ambition. So if you've been feeling your ambition has been lacking or waning, you're going to get that boost of energy. They're both major arcana cards. Don't let fear get in the way of something that you've been persisting with for a while. I'm only getting the uprights in this deck, just so you're aware. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? We got Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so important, Wheel of Fortune. There's a lucky break here for you. Something turns out the way that you had hoped. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Okay. Yeah, something is exactly turning, you know, all these cards are about cycles. So you're in a cycle of change in the month of September. The World card is a cycle. Of course, the Chariot card is all about cycles as well, moving forward, and the Wheel of Fortune equally so, in a positive direction. So you're gathering momentum, but you may have felt stuck, or you may have felt like you've been going through a period of bad luck, or that you've been struggling with something recently, whether it's confidence, whether it's ambition or motivation, or you feel like a little bit displaced in the world right now, you're actually going to be moving forward in a really positive sense. They're showing me a symbol for you to look out for over the next 4 or 5 weeks. It's the symbol of, well, it looks like a gecko or a lizard climbing the wall. So either you're going to literally see a gecko or a lizard climbing a wall, or you're going to see a painting of it, or maybe a little ornament of it. Maybe someone's got a brooch. I mean, that's not a wall, but you know, I'm trying to, it's a symbol. But I feel like it's climbing the wall or something like that. So look out for that. That actually is a symbol of protection and success. So they're actually indicating that whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, you're moving closer to it. Your guides are protecting your dream or your goal, and don't give up on it. Okay, because you're actually closer than you think. I know it's been a difficult journey, but you're closer than you think to making this change. Now, of course, success looks differently for everybody. Some people's idea of success is just being healthy. That should be everybody's idea of success, because without health, we have nothing. So if you're struggling right now, I feel like you're going to be going through a very positive cycle of recuperation. Now, some of you, it'll be money. You want money. Some of you want to feel a bit better about yourselves. So that Virgo energy is going to connect you to healthier eating habits, being the best version of yourself in this moment, maybe exercise routines, or just having that boost of confidence that you may have needed in some area of your life. Now, we've got something that you've been worrying about here. I feel like you're leaving the worries behind. The Chariot card, whilst it's in the reverse to start off with, by the end of the month, you're actually going to see that self-doubt, that sense of defeat or loss. You're going to see it sort of disappear. This is a card of victory, obstacles being overcome, and finding that self-assurance, knowing that you've got everything within you to be successful or accomplish what you set out to do and move forward. This is kind of like your energy, my beautiful Scorpio. You don't like to stay stuck long, or you don't like anyone to trap you in anything, and you always find a way to move forward. They're actually showing me a door with the word exit over it. You've always got an escape route. That's what they're showing me. You've always got an escape route. I feel like it's an escape plan rather than an escape route. So some of you may actually want to, as I said, escape to the country, or escape to, you know, a warmer climate for a holiday vacation. There's this energy of triumph and movement forward, energy, commitment, dedication to progress. You're making progress in the month of September. And some of you, it may be to bring stability into your world. So if you've been struggling with finances or worrying how you're going to cope with all the things that are going on at the moment, know that you will find a solution. With the Hierophant energy as well, some of you may come up against someone who gives really good advice, or you may seek advice from somebody. So for example, and I'm just giving you this example because I've got a small percentage of energy coming through here right now. For example, if you're struggling to pay a bill, you're calling that bill's provider and saying, hey, I'm having difficulties this month, and they create like a financial plan for you to work around it rather than get swamped by it. Okay, but if you bury your head in the sand, then the problem becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. So they're really indicating facing fears head on in the month of September, or any worries, which Scorpio is a natural sort of propensity for you to do. But you're going to be moving forward. Anything that's been slow moving, or you felt like you've been getting nowhere fast, even though you've been putting a lot of energy into it, you're actually going to accomplish great things. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, a sudden either success. It's not really sudden because you've been working really hard, but others may see you as suddenly being successful, and you're like, no, 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 no. You don't see all the anxiety, the blood, sweat, and tears. You don't see all the sleepless nights and the hard work. You don't see all the knowledge, the years that I've gathered knowledge to get to this position. I may have to go to get a little bit of water, my beautiful Scorpio. So one moment, please. Sorry about that, my beautiful Scorpio. Just need to go and get some water there. They're showing me that you're going to see 1111 everywhere. Okay, now that is about a soul path number. It's about your true prosperity and your true calling. So look up the meaning every time you see it. It will be different every time, but 1111, you're going to see it a lot over the month of September into October. Whenever you get the Wheel of Fortune, with the Chariot card and also the World card, I feel like you're reinventing yourself. There's a new energy about you, and people are really going to notice you. You're having a real glow up energy, okay? So I feel like projects are on the move, even if you are retired, and I promise you I'm still formulating the retirees reading. I want to get it actually right for all of you, just so it can be something that can help you on your journey. So it is coming, so do bear with me. So whether you're working towards something in terms of your retirement, or whether you're working towards something in terms of your goals or your dreams, you're reinventing a way to do it more efficiently. Okay, and I feel like there's a cycle of change occurring for you where sudden, calculated risks pay off for you. Suddenly there is good fortune, fate intervenes to move you forward, and opportunities appear. okay? Good karma. Also, there's going to be lots of random events. They're showing me an envelope in the water right now, so I feel like there's some really great news headed your way on something, and it's random. It could be a random invitation to something, and suddenly you like meet people who are going to help you in some area of your career or in some area of your life. Perhaps you're building new friendships. Wherever this sudden random invitation that pops in for you, they're showing me you should go. You should take it, okay? It's going to be very, very beneficial for you. It's not random at all, but you're going to see it as random, okay? But a lot of success here. Now, the outcome energy, we have the one who is wild and the one who becomes. So as I said, there's a real sort of revamp here. You're reinventing yourself. You're allowing yourself to be wild and free, especially when you've got rules and regulations and like people trying to stifle your flow. You're like, no, that's not who I am. You've got to let me explore who I am, be free to be who I am, be authentic. So I feel like you're finding a way of creatively doing what you do, even if you're operating under difficult circumstances. So if you work like in a company that's got rules and regulations, you're still finding a way to express yourself without, you know, preventing yourself or holding yourself back. And I feel people are actually going to appreciate that a lot more. It says untamed, wild, mysterious. And that is exactly who you are, my beautiful Scorpio. I feel like you're allowing yourself to just be without, you know, sort of beating yourself up when things don't go the way that you hope for. I actually feel some of you are trying to find a way of working or being where you be a little bit more nomadic in your life. Perhaps you're thinking about trying to work, free up your time, doing some sort of work on the go, or maybe working from home or working from anywhere in the world. Because I feel like some of you are trying to detach yourself from stifling circumstances. Also, you're the sort of person, my beautiful Scorpio, if people judge you, you really don't care because you are your authentic self. So I feel like the people who may have judged you in the past actually are jealous at the way that you live your life now because they wish they had the courage to do what you do, even though they do not see that fear within you, even though they do not see the anxiety, the sleepless nights, all the hard work. I feel like there's an energy of envy, people looking at you like, oh, wow, they've accomplished so much, or they're doing all these wonderful things. Well, they could do it too, but they just don't have that sort of like courage. Okay. We've also got the one who becomes, metamorphosis, transcend, journey. So I feel like you're really thinking about the more philosophical things this month, about your soul path, your true calling, and connecting to it, but also finding a way to do it that gives more freedom. So whether, you know, you're thinking about setting up a second stream of income that will become a main sort of, you know, a side hustle becomes something, a main job. I feel like you're trying to do something differently to free up your time or be more efficient so you can be your wonderful self, explore who you are. That's why we got that really deep energy right at the beginning about the painting, that sort of like bright, beautiful, passionate energy within you. I feel like you're coming into your own in some way. Also, they're showing me an antennae. Now this could be an antennae that's on top of a roof. That's what they're showing me. So antennae tend to pick up frequencies. So I feel like you're using your intuition to pick up information before it happens. Hunches, if you will. I feel like you are picking something up, or you're learning something before everybody else, or you're seeing something before everybody else. And it actually gives you the freedom to be flexible. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I'm not really sure what it's pertaining to, but they're showing me this knowledge or this information actually helps you where it does not help other people, because you hear it first and you're, yeah, I feel like you're ready. You're putting yourself in a really good position to move forward. Now we've also got, I mean, those cards are about being wild and free, and you've also got the beginnings card, so you're launching yourself after a period of pause, reevaluation. We've got the equilibrium card, which is all about, it's the temperance card, so this is all about balance, but it's also about re-examining your priorities, okay? Living life on your own terms, and sort of pointing you to life's meaning and purpose. And that's all about you, my beautiful Scorpio. You're the sort of person who wants to know the meaning, the for whys. Why? Why is things like that? If you don't know, you investigate it. So you always need to know. And you are the one who knows. Remember that. Sometimes you know things and you don't even know why you know things, but you just do. Pay close attention to your intuition and your hunches. It will never lead you astray. You're being given this gift, or you've been given this gift for a reason. But I feel like, as you can see, there's like a map there. So some of you may really be looking at where you belong, or thinking about relocating, or having that focus on your calling. Land and water seems to be important. So either you are literally traveling, or you're being guided to have little quick trips by the water to rejuvenate your energy. That may be something also that you're doing. Now, the beginnings card is about taking a leap of faith. It's the Fool card. Some of you may be starting again or starting over, or if there's something that you have wanted to do for a long time, for example, say if you had a career that you were really focused on and doing really well in just before the pandemic, and then all of a sudden world circumstances kind of like leveled your sector, you may actually be restarting, going back to work. Some of you maybe, if you took a period of pause, or, you know, sabbatical, or, you know, I feel like you may be actually launching yourself back into the thing that you loved, because that Mercury retrograde can also be something that's really positive, returning to something that we used to love doing. Okay, and because we have the World card and the Chariot card, something that was on pause, or something that has been delayed for a while, or that you put off for a while temporarily, I feel like you're revisiting it, but you're doing it in a different way. You're relaunching yourself. As I said, you're revamping the way you do something. This is about you being bold. Now, some of you are literally going to get the keys to a new house, or you're buying a property, or you're taking a leap of faith. The leap of faith is to eradicate fear, to see the fear and do it anyway. And that's what you're doing, my beautiful Scorpio. We have the Devil card there. It's the same energy. The Devil card with the 9 of Wands says, yeah, I see the fear. I see the brick wall. I see the blockage. But the 9 of Swords says, the 9 of Wands says, I'm not going to let it stop me. I'm going to proceed forward. I'm still going. I am unstoppable. That's what this literally means, okay? So with this, you're launching yourself into something new. You're the harbinger of change, they just said, the harbinger of change. Now, sometimes you may take an approach that seems to other people illogical, but to your own intuition and to your own emotions, it is logical, okay? You march to the beat of your own drum. So whatever it is you're deciding, some of you, as I said, may put yourself on a course of learning, or you may start up a side hustle. You're doing something different. You're definitely moving forward. Where other people are stuck, you are coming unstuck. You're being flexible, and you're moving forward towards success, okay? But also you've got this energy, this organization, this clarity of mind. Now, of course, as I said, we've got the Devil card, which is a blockage, and we've got the 9 of Wands. The Devil card can be, what is your distractions? You may be really looking at things that tempt you. And as I said right at the beginning of the reading, you may be feeling a little bit pulled in different directions. A hope and a dream, something that you really want to sort of like connect to, accomplish, be successful in, but also you've got the 5th house pulling you in another direction, the pursuit of pleasure. So you may be feeling like, oh, I really want to go to this party or be with these friends, but also I really need to work on this project. So some of you may actually have that push and pull, that temptation going on. Your heart will know which one to connect to, okay? Please listen to your heart. Now, I'm just going to pull a card on that Devil all by itself and see what's going on there for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? I'm only picking the uprights in this as well. Waiting. So sometimes the pause, sometimes the waiting, sometimes the planning makes you feel a little bit nervous, makes you feel a bit stuck. Because when we see something we want to accomplish, it seems like a huge mountain. It seems like, whoa, that's a really big thing that I want. How do I get there? And it can seem overwhelming. But what we need to do is we need to look, rather than the big event or the bigger picture, we need to just take the first step and look at the details. See what we can do today and accomplish that. Then see what we can do tomorrow and accomplish that, and so forth. And then all of a sudden, by the end of the month, you've achieved the mountain. You've actually worked towards it, but you've not felt overwhelmed. The 2 of Wands is about ambition, restlessness. Remember, don't beat yourself up if you feel like you should be further along on your journey. With the World card there, you're exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. And you will be in the exact place where you're meant to be when all the opportunities that you've been hoping for show up as well. Okay? Remember, we cannot force a door open. If it remains shut, it's for a reason. It doesn't mean not now or never. Sorry, it doesn't mean never, it means not now. So they want you to be aware of that. It just means it will open when the timing is right. The Two of Wands, as you can see, there's like a sea of opportunity there, and you have the whole world in your hands. But this card can be like a project or a plan or evaluating risk, expectation. Sometimes, and you know, Scorpio, I'm a Scorpio too, we're all guilty of this. We have high expectations, super high expectations. We should all have high expectations of ourselves. But also remember, we are human. We have limitations. Yes, you're a superhero in most areas of your life. But also remember perfectionism. Perfectionism can scupper most dreams at the drop of a hat. Because whenever you're feeling like, oh, it's not the right time, I'll do it tomorrow, or the circumstances are not right, suddenly years have passed and you're in exactly the same position and nothing has happened. Okay, so beware of perfectionism. Also, when you get the Two of Wands and the Devil card, and we've got the World, as you can see, we've got the World right there. Sometimes we can look at the world as a very crazy, scary place, and it can make us feel overwhelmed. It can even make us, you know, knock our confidence and make us feel like, well, what's the point in doing anything because the world is so crazy? I mean, what's the point? We have to overcome that energy and remember to focus on our own patch of world. The more we find positivity and power in our own patch of world, if everybody did the same thing, we become united in the vibrations, okay? Wow, okay, I don't know why they're giving me the sentence, but they are. So I'm going to say it. It may be controversial. I'm not really sure what it's pertaining to. I'm just going to give it to you as I've been given it, and I'm just going to leave it there, okay? They give me the sentence, we are many, they are few. That's all I'm saying on that, because they're not, I feel the power that is there. I feel like it's like power of the people kind of energy, but I'm just going to leave it like that. So that may mean something to you. It may even been something you said recently. So they just want you to be aware, okay? So sometimes you get a little bit bored in the waiting stages. Sometimes you get a little bit distracted when you feel like things are not showing up for you in the time frame that you're hoping for. So they want you to be aware that keep moving forward, keep hustling, keep doing your thing, my beautiful Scorpio, and you will accomplish it. The Nine of Wands is a card of uncertainty, reevaluating circumstances, but it's also a card of forging forward, that you're strong enough to take this journey. No matter how many times this figure here has been scratched by the thorns, smelling the rose is still the sweetest reward of all, okay? So it's worth it. The struggle will have been worth it. Also, when we get the Nine of Wands, this is like, you know, the wounded warrior. You tend to persist on things, but they really want you to be aware. Persist on the things that are healthy for you, and anything else is just a distraction. Whether it's, you know, a relationship that you're addicted to connecting to, whether it's a friendship that is toxic or not good for you, or a romantic connection that you feel it's passionate, but it ends up making you feel empty. They want you to be aware of the healthy things that are right for you in the month of September. But the Nine of Wands indicates moving forward. It's also a card of protection. So that image is so important. It's a defense. So whilst you're learning a lot about what's going on in the world at the moment, or maybe even building more knowledge in your career or advancing your skills, you're actually putting yourself in a position to protect yourself and your family and those that you care about. You are a protector, and that is a lot of responsibility, my beautiful Scorpio. Be mindful that all the responsibility that you carry on your shoulders, make sure it's not sort of chipping away at your strength and at your vitality and at your morale. They want you to take a time out sometimes, reevaluate and reconnect to center. Be mindful of that. Delegate if you feel things are overwhelming. If you're always a person who holds everything together in the family unit or in friendships and things like that, allow other people to step up. They got this too, okay? You can trust those people, your soul tribe, with that as well. Don't overwhelm yourself. Now we've got the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is someone who is very, very passionate, someone who is magnetic, someone who is having a glow up, someone who is actually very attractive as well. Male or female, not a gender specific reading, it's about the energy. So you're going to rediscover your passion, rediscover your magnetism. If you've been feeling like you've lost your power recently, or you've been feeling not like yourself or just off center, you're going to recalibrate your energy and come back into the flow, okay? Remember, the Queen of Wands, she magnetizes opportunity, people, situations towards her because she knows her worth. This is also a card of strong friendships. It came with the Three of Pentacles. So you're going to notice who's got your back in the month of September and who really does not. There may be some friendships that you thought were almost like foolproof. You may have thought there was someone that really was a deep friend, and they may actually expose themselves as being a frenemy in the month of September. So watch out for that. Intuitively, I feel like this is something you've been mulling over already, but I feel like you're liberating yourself from the control that this person has tried to have on you, okay? It's really interesting because they're giving me a story. It was not a story. They're giving me a book. It's a play, Shakespeare play. They're giving me Othello. Okay, Othello, and the relationship between Othello and Iago. Now, you know, I remember this play from school, if my memory serves me well. You know, Othello, very confident, struggled with the time period that he existed in due to lack of opportunity, also race relations, and, you know, really struggled within his world and being accepted, and still found himself with his power and his talent in a position of power, because talent rises to the top no matter what. Doesn't matter what color you are, doesn't matter where you come from. I mean, of course, there's going to be obstacles, but you've got the Chariot card and you got the World card, overcoming obstacles. That is what you do. So they're giving me this play. It's almost like this person got into a really strong position and the world was like at his feet. But there was someone who was advising, someone who presented themselves as a friend, Iago, and were whispering things in his ear and making him feel paranoid, or trying to make him feel fear about his love for Desdemona. Now, I don't know why they're giving me this play. It's obviously important. I feel like it describes perhaps this person in your world, someone that you thought you could rely on, someone that you thought actually had your best interests at heart. They were actually trying to either make you feel nervous or fearful, or trying to give you situations which actually rob you of your power. They want you to watch out for that. They're showing me this one person who's presenting as someone that you've tolerated for a while, but you may have had a suspicion that this person doesn't have your best interest at heart. I see you like leaving this person not behind, but it's almost like I see you seeing this person for who they truly are. Okay, so I don't really know what, I mean, it could literally be that you've just picked up the play Othello, but I'm trying to apply it to the reading and the cards that I got, because that's the only reason I feel it makes sense to your reading. Okay, so watch out for that in September. Someone may reveal their true colors, and it may fill you with a little bit of sadness or disappointment, but I feel like at least you know. Okay, at least you know. You actually have a lot of people who do care for you, and I do see you working together on projects. There may even be 3 of you who work together and have your back. This is a card of teamwork, but it's also a card of putting yourself in a really good position financially. This is about building on your wealth as well, building a solid foundation, being grounded in your intentions and connecting. This is also a card of being in the architecture of your dreams, knowing that you are sort of attracting and accomplishing something that is tangible, taking shape. So something that you've been trying to attract for a long time that you may have felt like is not showing up for you, it's starting to take shape in the month of September. This is the card of engineering, planning, but movement forward. And you are so talented at what you do. Don't ever doubt yourself, okay? The 3 of Pentacles is a card, especially, it's like influenced or amplified with the Queen of Wands there. It is a card of gifts, of talents, of, you know, being really good at what you do, of being having so much potential. So remember, you actually have a lot of strengths, a lot of talents, and you're very creative. And I feel like actually people, the good people, are talking about you behind your back in a really positive way. Even perhaps for a position of a raise or promotion, I feel like people are talking about you to elevate you. I see you elevating, okay? But I feel also you're reinventing yourself as well. Now, some of you are actually having a bit of a glow up in terms of your personal growth. So where you may have doubted yourself, or where you may have felt like you were not enough, you're going to look at yourself in the month of September, especially towards the end, where you're like, damn, I look a little bit more attractive than usual. I'm glowing. Or you feel a bit better about yourself as you look in that mirror, okay? You may not even do anything different about yourself. It's just a change of mindset. And they want you to be aware of that. The mindset is so important. So be self-compassionate, have faith, and know that positive change is here for you, okay? Now I'm just going to get some final cards. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? Oh, I should have said it and I didn't. Oh, I wish I'd said it. My guides pointed at the ravens here and said shaman to me throughout the reading. When I was showing it to you, but I didn't say it, so I can't call it. I can't call it at all. But they actually pointed and said shaman. So this is about listening to the mystic within and knowing that all the knowledge within you is coming to you for a reason. But because I didn't call it, of course, we just say it didn't happen for, because I can't prove it. But you got the shaman card. That's why I'm saying it, the Raven Shaman card. I always kick myself when things come out, but there's so many images and information that comes out, and then you move on, and the energy is free flowing. Energy is constantly moving. So sometimes I sort of like don't pinpoint all the time when I should have done. But it says here, you are the creator and the magician. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect to the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. So working hard in silence, keeping that energy within, and knowing that you are moving towards success and that your guides walk with you. They are guiding you through troubled times and they're protecting you. Also, I feel like you're going to see a lot of ravens or crows over the next couple of weeks. They are a symbol of reinventing your self, but also a symbol of protection. They want you to know that you're being protected and redirected in your life. If you feel like something didn't go your way or something is being taken away from you, it is a silver lining, okay? There's no such thing as rejection, only learning. So I'm just going to get a ruin. Oh, they're giving you two here for you, of course. So we have Hero. This is the Hero rune, and this is all about potential. This is also about freedom, things coming to a conclusion, and the consequence of action is a positive outcome. So I feel like you're moving forward. Also, it is number 20 when you really look at it. It's double X there. So this is about judgment, your true calling, being on your path, and being at the fork in the road, making a decision to reach for a new, healthier version of yourself, and also connecting to your true calling, your true prosperity. So, I mean, I feel like you are that hero. Something you've been nervous about, this is the hero, the wounded warrior. You turn things around for the positive. You don't let things get in your way to distract you, to give up. You keep moving forward. And also we got the sun. Positive outcome, success, victory, clear vision, and energy to move forward. A lot of personal growth going on in this month, but also a lot of success, a lot of light. Situations come to light. You learn the truth about a lot of things this month as well for you, but it's also about trust. Trust that you know. That is your protagonist energy. If there's something worrying you, if there's something making you feel off or anxious, you know. The answers are within you. Trust your hunches. So important, okay? So I'm going to leave it there, my beautiful Scorpio. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is very, very important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Scorpio. Love and light.